Quick note, we are two AI hosts, and this is an AI-generated conversation based on a PowerV article. It is educational and not medical advice. Welcome to our latest explainer. Okay, we're jumping right into today's topic, and it's a big question we see all the time. Anti-wrinkle peptide. Does it actually work? Well, Maya, the short answer is yes, some absolutely do, but only for some lines. It entirely depends on the mechanism. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack for you today, looking at the mechanics of how these products actually interact with your skin's surface.
Right, Theo. And honestly, this brings us to a massive, incredibly common pain point. You spend good money on a shiny new bottle, you diligently apply it every single day, hoping to see a difference in the mirror, and a month later, you're left wondering, why didn't my peptide serum change how my skin looks at all? Instead of a smooth, rested appearance, your skin looks exactly the same. Or even worse, it's become easily irritated, reactive, and prone to visible redness. It is so frustrating when you're just trying to support your skin's comfort and appearance, and you end up feeling like you literally just poured your money down the drain.
It really is. So let's get into some myth-busting truth about why that happens. The word peptide is actually just one broad umbrella term that masks three completely unrelated cosmetic jobs. If you buy the wrong one for the specific visible lines you have, you're pretty much guaranteed to be disappointed. It's totally normal to be confused here because there are three distinct categories. First up, you've got signal peptides. These focus on the surface to support the look of static lines, the ones that are there when your face is at rest. Then, you have neurotransmitter peptides, which focus on movement, meaning the lines you see only when you make a facial expression. And finally, carrier peptides, which are just aimed at delivering copper for general skin appearance. So that's three completely different jobs, all hiding behind one word on the box.
Exactly. So the absolutely crucial first step is figuring out what kind of lines you're actually looking at. Let's do a quick 4-second mirror test together right now so you can understand exactly what you're trying to support. Ready? Step 1. Look in the mirror and relax your face completely. Step 2. Do you still see the line? If yes, it's static. Those are the lines that sit there at rest. Step 3. Make an expression, like a big smile or a frown, and then relax again. If the line disappears when you stop moving, it's dynamic. Matching the correct cosmetic approach to the actual type of line you have is the only way to see a visible difference in how your skin looks.
Spot on, Maya. But listen, even if you do manage to match the right product to the right line, you run into another huge hurdle called the 500 Dalton rule. Now, a Dalton is just a tiny unit of measurement for size, and 500 Daltons is essentially the size limit for ingredients to actually be useful, the threshold where passive absorption on the skin's surface drops off sharply. The problem? So many popular ingredients are just way larger than that limit. Because they're too big, they end up just sitting right on top of the surface of the skin, rather than actually improving how your skin looks and feels over time.
And that, my friends, brings us to a really fascinating, gentle alternative. While the typical peptide route simply messages the surface, PowerV takes a completely different cosmetic approach for the appearance of the skin, using plant stem cell extracts. Instead of just messaging the surface, the PowerV route signals to the source. It entirely skips that whole confusing peptide category guessing game, focusing purely on ingredients that support how smooth and rested your skin appears.
It's a beautifully structured approach, really. The PowerV framework is all about being that gentle pick for your skin. It breaks down into three very simple steps: defend, renew, and seal. First, it defends the surface appearance. Then, it helps renew the look of the skin. And finally, and this is so important, it seals in moisture with ceramides. It's a remarkably clear, safe framework that provides incredible barrier comfort and deep hydration for reactive skin, all without causing it to become easily irritated.
So you're probably wondering, what does that actually look like when it comes to visual results? Well, we have a specific ingredient-level study finding attributed to Mabel Biochemistry. In this ingredient study, focusing strictly on appearance, they saw 26.2% less visible crow's feet depth over 8 weeks. Again, just to be clear, this is an ingredient-level finding, purely about how the surface of the skin looks. But wow, that is a highly noticeable difference in the appearance of those static lines we talked about earlier.
It's a seriously impressive visual shift. And there's a second Mabel Biochemistry ingredient-level finding to go right along with it: 12.7% better skin firmness. Keeping our focus entirely on how the surface of the skin looks and feels, that means the skin appears more supported, plump, and firm. It's all about bringing back that beautifully rested, hydrated look without having to rely on harsh ingredients that can leave sensitive skin visibly upset or red. Which is exactly why this next point is an absolute game changer for any of our listeners who struggle with reactivity. PowerV is dermatologist tested on 52 sensitive skin subjects with zero irritation. And please catch that. We say dermatologist tested, never dermatologist recommended, but tested. It is clinically tested to be a remarkably gentle pick for those of you with easily irritated sensitive skin. If you are prone to visible redness or breakouts and you just want your skin to feel comfortable and calm, this formulation keeps your surface barrier fully supported with those beautiful ceramides.
But Maya, here is the golden rule of literally any cosmetic routine. You have got to be patient. This process happens in stages. At week 2, hydration begins. By week 4, the skin feels noticeably more supported. At week 8, the look of lines softens. And week 12, that is the honest judging point. Judging cosmetic results at week 3 is just way, way too early. You absolutely must take a day 1 photo in consistent lighting. Honestly, that is the only true way to measure the change in how your skin looks over that full 12-week window.
It is so true, Theo. Patience and a good before photo are your absolute best friends here. So what should you take away from this explainer today? Make sure you match your cosmetic approach to the visible lines you actually have. Prioritize gentle barrier comfort above all else, and give it the full 12 weeks to see how your skin looks and feels. To learn more, head over to powerskin.com. And hey, do not forget the V in between power and skin. It is super easy to miss, but it's essential. That's POWERVSKIN.com. Absolutely. And while you're there, be sure to grab your free AI skin analysis by visiting powerskin.com/pages skincare quiz. It takes just a minute and it maps out the best gentle approach for your specific goals. So before you rush out to buy another trendy serum, just ask yourself, are you actually targeting the right lines, or are your skincare dollars just sitting uselessly on the surface?